Like every journey, this one starts with packing. The Miller, Arizona Trail, Grand Canyon, and Monument Valley begins with a 4-day pack trail through the Matazell Wilderness in Arizona. Everything we need for these 4 days has been transported with the pack horses. The feed for the horses has been transported to the wilderness a few days before, also the beer and wine for thirsty riders. We set up our supply depots at 3 designated storage locations. We pack our camping equipment, the cool boxes, with the steaks and other food that has to be kept cool on our 4 Fox Trotters, which are used as pack horses today. A sand road, which can only be driven on by a 4x4, leads to the Red Creek. This old cowboy trail is still used by cowboys today. In spring, they drive their cattle from the Verde River up to the Red Creek Ranch. The trail follows a small watercourse to the Verde River. The water flows year-round in this small creek, and always a pleasant breeze blows here. This trail is easy for the horses and also for the riders, who often have to get used to leading a pack horse. The Red Creek Trail ends at the Verde River. When we cross the river, we meet an old trail that was used in the 18th century by the Spanish conquistadors. They passed through here with their heavy mules loaded with gold and transported the gold from Colorado to Veracruz. From there it was loaded onto their ships and into Spain. Our first camp is located on the eastern bank of the Verde River in the Matazell Wilderness. The wilderness can only be entered on foot or horseback. All technical equipment, even bicycles, are not allowed. Rangers are also not allowed to use modern equipment such as chainsaws for trail maintenance. The Verde River cannot always be crossed. In some years it has so much water from the mountains in the spring that it turns into a raging river. Often parts of the trail are destroyed and some detours have to be made. But for our fox trotters, this is no problem. One gets the impression that this horse breed has had mountain goats as ancestors by how surely they move over the terrain, safe and comfortable. That's why they get the nickname the Cowboys Rolls Royce. Our camps are located by the river. From April to November, the water temperatures are pleasant for swimming, and those who feel like it can go swimming with or without a horse. For breakfast today, we had small hamburgers with eggs and freshly boiled coffee. The horses have already been provided with the first rays of sunshine and are waiting patiently until the journey continues. It's almost 60 miles from Scottsdale to Strawberry. In Strawberry, the trailers are already waiting for us. They will take the pack horses back to the ranch in Scottsdale, and then us and the saddle horses to Sedona. No pack horses are needed for the rest of the trip. Sedona is our next camp. From now on, we have a chuck wagon with us. In the camp, juicy steaks and a mature wine or an ice cold beer are already waiting for you. The next day, we ride into Secret Canyon near Sedona. This trail is also located in a protected wilderness. The trail goes uphill, then downhill, and leads us several times over small streams in this canyon overgrown with ponderosa pines. Due to the meltwater in February and March, which flows together from the steep slopes of the canyon, large tree trunks are often involved. In August, during the monsoon season, there can be thunderstorms with heavy rain or trees uprooted, so this trail always offers new obstacles and is full of surprises. The landscape at the exit of the canyon is always perfect for a photo. When the sun is low, the mountains near Sedona are in a beautiful red light, the red rocks of Sedona. The landscape of the Oak Creek Canyon allows for a brisk lope. The Oak Creek carries water all year round. We spend one day here. The area is crossed by many trails which are easy for horse and rider. In the Oak Creek lived from 6th to the 12th century the Salado Indians. If you make an effort, you will find traces of these early inhabitants. We take a break on the Oak Creek. Majik and his mare, She Is a Blast, are looking forward to a fresh bath again. The mare is a good swimmer and really enjoys it. The rails of the Grand Canyon Railway pass close to our camp. On this line, the first train steamed from Williams to the Grand Canyon in 1901. We ride from our camp in the Kaibab National Forest to the Grand Canyon. Away from the tourist hustle and bustle, we ride on our way past Rowe Well into the National Park. Many people are not aware that there is a trail from the South Rim that is approved for pedestrians and also for horses. The view into the Grand Canyon, the eighth wonder of the world, makes people's problems seem so small. People often fall into a deep, thoughtful silence when they look into the canyon. We ride one day through the Kaibab National Forest. The green valleys are perfect for a nice canter. The Grand Canyon Railroad line takes us back to our camp time and again. Our equipment is stowed in the chuck wagon and the horses are loaded. First we drive over sandy roads in the kaibab forest and then later over country roads. About 4 hours is our drive to Monument Valley. Our Navajo guide will be waiting for us there and leads us through Monument Valley. Welcome to Monument Valley on the Navajo Reservation. Neswood, our Navajo guide, leads us safely through the Navajo Reservation. The trails in the valley are mostly covered with red desert sand. In the summertime, it can be hot in Monument Valley. The sun shines and the sand stores these hot rays and throws them back like a mirror. Water is essential for a ride through Monument Valley. The desire for a cold drink or a cold shower grows with the length of the ride. Many films were shot by Hollywood here in Monument Valley. In 1938, The Stagecoach, 1946, My Dollar and Clementine, and many more. One of the last big movies was Back to the Future 3 in 1988. Before this area was ruled by the Navajo Indians, Utes lived here, who considered the area sacred land and punished anyone who entered it with death. We did not encounter any Utes, and will always remember Arizona with its natural beauty.